Hi, PJ. Thank you for joining in today.
Thanks, Priya. I'm looking forward to the event.
Me too. And really appreciate you are a speaker and I'm seeing my program project. So 2 days, and I really like your work all the time. We have been in touch for last 6, 7 years. It's been.
Yes.
So what would you like to, say before we jump into the whole event concept? What would you like to tell us about, how this whole entrepreneurial journey started for you?
Oh, wow. Okay. You know what? I just thought there was something more to me.
Right.
With 25 years, 2 decades of leadership roles in a multitude of industries, I picked up all of my different, I guess you could say, skills and attitudes I've learned along the way. And I thought, I want to do something for me. So I really started there because I had this interest for personal fitness and looking
Right.
after oneself. And from
Mm-hmm.
there, I realized that it was so much more than just physical exercise. It was mental, then it became emotional, and then self-intelligence is the area that I'm really honing in on. So
Yeah.
for me, it was really. I don't want to give up. I really like to. There's nothing that stops me. So when you talk about
Yeah.
entrepreneurship, it's for me, it's like because I'm the one that's crazy enough to turn around and say, I'm gonna make it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love the energy level you bring all the time. And,
Oh, thank you.
and that's been your passion, right? You've been always, you've been mentoring me for my own personal growth as well, in that sense, if I look at. So thank you for that part as well.
You're welcome.
What do you think about brand position? How do you would like to brand position yourself?
This is very interesting. Brand positioning. One of the things, there's a couple of things that I learned from a couple of people. You've got the key person of influence, and he wrote the book. It's here in front of me somewhere. From Daniel Priestley. The key
Yeah.
person of influence is someone who positions themselves in the market as an expert in their field. So
Hmm.
this was quite interesting to me because I've got a lot of different niched areas, especially from my experience in my background. But what
Right.
I really honed it in on was leadership development and the self mastery, the mindset mastery behind, leadership itself. So very similar to Simon Sinek. When I listen to Simon talk, there's a lot of that stuff that I learned from my over 2 decades of leadership roles. So
Yeah.
for me, brand positioning is very, very heavy. And then from Doyle Bueller, another person, he wrote another book which is in front of me here, and that is oh gosh, it's here somewhere. But Doyle Bueller, and we can tag him in the post. But Doyle, for me, from Doyle, it was about the message, and the message is that everything needs to match. So you need to think about what experience do I want to give someone. So for example, when you say to me like I'm very high energy, when you then read my website, you can see the empowering language in the website. Then the
Hmm.
website matches my videos that I put out, and then the videos match the posts, and then
Hmm.
the message and the energy behind that, it's like the experience that I want to give. So this is an interesting question, especially about how I position myself as far as my brand. And the
Hmm.
whole idea is to conquer the uncomfortable, to unleash your potential. And a lot
Hmm.
of people, I feel, can benefit from understanding, well, why are you energetic? Why is that your message? And what's maybe that's a reflection of me that I'm uncomfortable, but I
Hmm.
might need that. So that's how I
Yeah.
position myself in my brand.
Great. And as you know, we all are trying to brand position and we choose different channels, as you mentioned, the different marketing channel.
Mhm.
Right now, everybody is so comfortable with Zoom, right? And behind this
Mm.
camera and all. I know you're very, energetic and always persuasive about get out, walk, do something better.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
exercise part of it, and actually it gives a lot of refreshment, when you get out of your computer. But how all this, in this whole comfort zone, what would you say about the in-person event when you people go to the in-person, and what makes you choose that?
For me, I'm very extroverted, very. When I did my personality, my big five personality test, I was in the top 97, 98 percentile of extroversion. Now, for me, that's how I recharge. That's how I recharge. And this is also part of my work that I do as a clinical therapist. I understand that state is king. So the state that you live in, the state that you present yourself in, mind, body, and soul, and your energy and your words match like your state. In-person events are so good because then people feel you. It's completely different from being online. Like, I know that from a lot of feedback, people can say that, like, I feel your story, and when you talk, I can really get an essence from you of what you're trying to say and the depth and the guts of it. But when you're in person, it's a different vibe. So that's why I choose and I love like in-person events, and whether it be networking or events like this, you know, corporality that we're gonna explode in.
Very interesting. So we will go to the Corporality Summit. That's where you are a speaker and emceeing, and I'm also part of it. So I would like to ask you, what do you think about Corporality Summit, given you are supporting us second year in the row, and we are very grateful for that. And your presence makes a lot of difference. What would you like to say about Corporality Summit?
I think the biggest thing is the level of people you'll meet there. These people are not here just to network. Where corporality, like the things that I've been speaking about you with and so forth, the investment piece, the joint ventures that you can meet there on the day, the venture capitalists that we're aiming for, it's different. It's a summit. You're going to hear from multiple different speakers. It's not just a networking event. And that's what interests me the most. And because you can have, when we talk about entrepreneurs, right, you can have people that have got this hobby business, but there's a difference between a hobby business and then someone who makes a living out of it, makes a profit, your family benefits. And we're talking, for myself, as just purely as a reflection, not to impress you, but to impress upon the listener. It's like my business is now 7 years. And I've been increasing my profit, not only just my turnover, my profit has been increasing purely because I'm not just in it here. I'm in it up there. I'm on multiple different channels. I meet with big investors. I meet with venture capitalists, you know. So corporality, when you put this together, and when I was listening to you, it's like, you know, Priya, this is not just networking. This is big time. So corporality, it's a whole new ball game. And if you're listening, you know, come along, reach out to us and make sure you get there. Yeah.
So before we close, what would you like to say to the audience?
Yeah, I think the main thing, it's interesting that you say that, because I think the main thing is if you're listening to this and you want to get there, not only am I going to do my very best, I'm going to be impeccable with my word. I'm going to do my best to make it fun and be the MC and make it enjoyable and entertaining and informative at the same time and intentional. But if you're listening, like, come along, reach out to Priya, reach out to myself, reach out to the others on LinkedIn that have shared this, and come along to the event. You will get a lot out of it, not only just networking. The people that are speaking are high value. They've got a lot of content to share with you that is valuable, and you'll be able to use it. And I know that I'm blessed to have a spot to speak. However, as the MC, I'm going to be dropping a lot of these gold nuggets the whole 2 days. So please come along.
Yeah. Thank you so much, PJ. Thank you for I'm looking forward to this whole event. And there's so much collaboration. Last year we are still collaborating. We have seen so many people are collaborating with each other. And when I hear all those stories, like, oh, I met this guy at your event, and we are doing this business together, this collaboration together, this partnership together, is so much, you know, gives us that happiness and proud feeling, to be honest. Yeah. So thank you so much for your time today. Welcome. And audience will see you at our event. Looking forward. Come and say hello to us.